going into a premiership this time, you've already won 3 in the last 4. Tremendous pressure. How do you look at it? I mean, where's the bar? I mean, how much can you keep pushing?
I don't think you can raise the bar high enough for this manager, for this team. They thrive on success. They thrive on the pressure. They want to be the best. When you've got the best players in the world, and I genuinely believe the likes of Kevin De Bruyne are, they want to be the best player on the pitch. They want to let everybody see. They want to win trophies. And as I said, that Manchester City will be better again this season. You know, obviously the last couple of years it's been like that with Liverpool. You've got to give Liverpool credit as well. Every other club's going to strengthen. But I just look at Manchester City squad, and not just the 1 to 11. I look at the whole squad, and for me it's the best. It's the best, most talented squad in the world. They will want to win the Premier League again. They will want to win every single trophy that's out there. People talk about managers in the Premier League prioritising what trophy, whether it be the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. You look at Pep's teams, he plays his strongest team because he wants to win every single game and win every single trophy. Obviously, the big thing everybody talks about is the Champions League. We're getting closer and closer and closer all the time.
Yeah, even this time was...
I don't even talk to you about that. I've not even watched that game back. But they're there. For me, as I said, they are not just the best team in the Premier League, not just the best team in Europe. I think Manchester City squad as a whole is the best in the world.
You mentioned the manager and the best in the world. I mean, a lot of us in India are huge Pep Guardiola fans, and a lot of people who are watching this will want you to speak a little bit more about Pep Guardiola. All yours.
He's just sensational. That's the only way I can put it. You know, I've been really fortunate enough, still involved with the club, to have watched Pep train the players, been away in pre-season tours and seen it up close, and it blows your mind. It just literally blows your mind. You know, he's super intense, super focused, and the biggest compliment I can sort of pay to Pep is I look at footballers nowadays in Premier League squads. I've got 25 players. Manchester City, I've got 25 world-class players. Now, sometimes within that can come 25 big egos as well.
Yes.
Because they're all world-class players at the top of their game, and it's a natural thing. But there's no egos with Pep. They hang off his every single word. If you watch a training session, you've got your Kevin De Bruyne, you go back to Vincent Kompany, David Silva, Sergio Aguero, all these wonderful players that we've had over the last few years since Pep's been in here. Every single one of them has improved under Pep. You know, you look at, I've just said Kompany, Aguero, De Bruyne, David Silva. You could go on and list these wonderful, wonderful players who were already world-class players when Pep came in. But he's took them to a different level, which I thought was, which I thought De Bruyne couldn't have got any better than what he did 3-4 years ago. You look at him at the end of last season, for me, he was the best player in the world towards the end of the season. You know, and to manage the egos the way he does and get them to perform week in, week out over the years that Pep's been in here is a massive feat in itself, because I've been on both sides of it as a player, I've been as a manager, and sometimes when a manager's there for a long spell, it's the same voice all the time and you hear the same things. It's difficult to get motivated to do it because it's a little bit monotonous. So for Pep to keep that up there with these egos, with these world-class players, and to perform the way they play, the style of football, how they are without the ball, how hard they work as a team, it's just sensational. And for me, there's no doubt about it, he's the best coach in the world.
So just one more as a follow-up. I mean, has he evolved as well? Because you've seen him close, you've seen him train, you've seen him perform over the 6 years with the best in the world, managing humongous egos because each is a superstar. Has he evolved as well as a coach? And
He has, and sometimes people from the outside don't see that. They watch how we play and the style of football that we play. He makes little tweaks in every single game to win the game. You know, the style that they've got is there as a leveller, but he sees things in the games that nobody else sees. He'll move Kevin De Bruyne from a central midfield position to play a number 10. People don't quite see that makes the difference in the games. As I keep saying it, to keep that amount of players happy even when they're not playing and get them to perform when they come in, that in itself is genius because it's so difficult to do. And people think Pep has got one way of playing. He's not. He changes it around all the time. The opposition are always thinking, what can we do? How do we? It must be a nightmare for an opposition manager to play against a Pep team because you don't know whether to press them, whether to set off, and whatever way the opposition plays, he finds a way to make it work.
Everyone's talking about Haaland.
Yeah, well, I was quite close to it actually. So Erling's dad Alfie, I played with him, my teammate for 2 years.
Oh wow!
So over the last couple of years, every time I've been messaging him, trying to get find out what was happening. So I had a little bit of inside knowledge that he was coming. But for me, it's a sensational signing. You know, he's only 21. His goal record already is phenomenal. And people say, is he the missing part of the jigsaw? I find that difficult to say because we've just won the league again. You know, scoring 99 goals last season without a number 9, without a striker. But for Erling to come in, you know, he's got the physical attributes, he's got the mentality. He's a really humble guy, first and foremost, which I think's really important. But I wouldn't expect anything less because I know his dad. But he scores all sorts of goals. You know, he's quick, left foot, right foot, outside the box, inside the box, headers. For me, already at 21, he is the best number 9 in the world.
That's a big statement.
A huge statement, but I genuinely believe that. What he done at Dortmund at a young age is just unbelievable. And now under the guidance of Pep, the coaching of Pep, he's going to get better and better and better. The service he's going to get from Mahrez, from De Bruyne, from Foden, you know, Jack Grealish, Ilkay, all these wonderful technicians we've got in the team that's going to be supplying them. You know, it's going to be scary for everybody else in the Premier League.